What is going on, guys? This is Mando with M Traders, and today we're going to be talking about natural gas and what I think the next step or the next price is going to be. These are just ideas. It's not any type of financial advice. This is just ideas on what I think is moving the market when it comes to natural gas. That includes UGAZ, that includes DGAZ, that includes UNG. So if you are a trader and you like to trade those ETFs as well as other equities that sometimes I talk about, make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Click on that little icon on the bottom of the screen and that'll help you go and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to click on that notification bell. And if you also have not subscribed to my tweet feeds on Stock Tweets or Twitter, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. So I'm not going to keep you guys waiting. Let's get to it right now. What's going on, guys? Let's talk some natural gas. So we saw that this morning we actually opened up about -8% at market open, and then we pumped 13%, which went above. We went into positive about 5.85% by closing bell, which was an excellent recovery, especially if you were long. So what did I do? I started adding positions right on this day, 4/23, which was Thursday. I added more towards the closing of the day. More long positions, about 50% more, and when it dropped 8%, I actually added even more. So what was I doing? I was averaging down. So I was making sure my average was coming down a bit more and a bit more and a bit more. And what happened at the end of the day? I became positive. I was in the green and I sold. I don't think people need to be forced to hold positions if you had a rally this massive. We had a rally of 13+%, which it was great, right? So for me, closing all my longs was fantastic. I closed all my longs. I closed in the positive, so that gave me a lot more dry powder to play with for tomorrow. So in case natural gas prices drop and maybe the fundamentals do change, I can either add to my longs or add to my shorts, whatever the case may be. Overall, I am bullish on the stock, but do I think we are at a pivot point where it's just going to continue to go up without falling a single day? I don't think so. You're going to have those days that's going to fall. So you just got to make sure that you are entering your positions at a decent level or a decent price and averaging down or reducing your positions whenever you have a huge rally, right? For example, I did reduce my position, so now I have dry powder left to play. I did swing a small position on UNG puts, and I'm waiting to see that play out. Now, something I want you guys to keep in mind, natural gas does have contracts, so they do roll over. So right after market close or futures close at around 4 p.m. Central Time, and it opened back up at 5 p.m. Central Time, we had a gap of about 5%. That doesn't mean that UGAZ went up 5% or that UNG went up 5%. That just means that the contracts roll over, and it has absolutely no effect whatsoever on UGAZ or DGAZ or UNG. So that's why I like to watch UNG. UNG gives you a better idea of the price action and what's going on. They do not have decay as bad as UGAZ or DGAZ because it's a one-time leverage ETF versus UGAZ is a 3 times. So they make a lot of money. Those companies make a lot of money based on decay. So if you hold for a long time on UGAZ, you might be in a little bit of a pick. So just keep that in mind. Whenever natural gas rolls over, UGAZ DGAZ has no effect in the price. You guys can see it right here. We pumped about 5% on the gap up. UNG did nothing. It stayed around the same area. Now, something to keep in mind. Right now, we are at a 50% Fibonacci retracement. This is on the 5-minute. We saw it bounce once here, twice here, 3 times here, 4 times here, and then finally we broke down, and then it acted as resistance, and it acted as resistance and came back down. We came back down. Now this is the 0% retracement, and we're back up to the 50% retracement. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do have a pullback, and if we are still bullish, continue the uptrend. Right now, I did swing a small position on my puts for UNG. I sold all my calls, everything. I sold it towards the end of the day just because we had an excellent rally. I was down a lot. I don't want to say a lot. I was down a pretty decent chunk in the morning, but since I was averaging down every day and I added to this morning's lows and it recovered all the way up, You know, I was back in the green. Since I was back in the green, I like to close all my positions, get into some puts in case it does drop. I'm able to profit just based on technicals, because we are at the 50% retracement line now, and a pullback, it's not unheard of. Can it still pump? Yes, it could. I mean, it could do the same thing like it did last time, and I'm going to show you. So we saw this pump about 10%. You know, we came back down, test this EMA 55, and we pumped again. You know, came back down to EMA 9, went back down to EMA 55, and then after EMA, we touched EMA 55, we pumped another 12%. But that was in a period of 3 days. So I think that this is going to go back down, touch EMA 55. If it doesn't hold, we might have to go down to the Fibonacci retracement, and I'm thinking it's going to go back down to the EMA, or not EMA, with the Fibo 50% retracement right around this level, around $13, and I would not hesitate on selling my puts, and I would just watch the price to see if I can get in at a better level to go long. Overall, I'm long, but you're gonna have your ups and downs throughout, like you guys been seeing. We had an amazing pump from 11.53 all the way up to about 14.48 on UNG, and then came back down to 11.76, and then another pump to 14.50. Finally, we actually found a we did another lower high, another higher low at around 12.2 before we bounced back up to about 13.41. That was in a single day. So I would not be surprised if we do have a pullback. HFIR weather website. I was looking towards the TDDs that we gained over the weekend, and we actually gained quite a bit of TDDs, along with additional news that came up, like saying oil is dropping, so that should, you know, prompt producers to reduce more production, even more than what they already have reduced, which should help with the supply levels of natural gas to, you know, kind of bring them down, to make storage a little bit lower. But with demand not getting any higher right now, especially because the market is down. When I mean the market, I mean everything in the United States. They have the stay-at-home rule. I don't think it's prompting traders to buy based on the demand that that's going to be caused by natural gas in the future, because we don't have a set date when our state's going to start opening or kind of getting out of the stay-at-home rule. Right now, we did gain some TDDs, which I think has something to do with the pump today. Right now, just keep in mind that the TDDs are trending downwards. So right now, we are losing TDDs, and that's because we're not gaining any CDDs. So CDDs are cooling day degrees. So the cooling day degrees, we're not gaining any. We actually gained some heating day degrees over the weekend, which was kind of weird, you know, kind of gaining cool heating day degrees, almost getting into summer. We're about a month for June, and it's 4/28 right now. So we're about a month away from June, and we are still hovering, at least in Chicago. We're in the 30 sometimes, 40 sometimes, and we should be already kind of in a steady 60, 70 range, and we're not there. So just keep that in mind, that the TDDs are trending lower, and with demand not kicking in yet, or not having that boost from opening the market again across the states, I don't think weather is going to have a very big effect on natural gas. However, I like watching the HFIR weather website, because it kind of gives me an idea on what's going on. I'm able to look at some of the important charts, and I can do this in a minute, 2 minutes, just go over really quick what's going on and move on to trading. So this is the 1 to 5 day. The 1 to 5 day, for me, in my opinion, this is actually a little bit bullish, knowing that we're going into summer. 6 to 10 day looks kind of neutral to me, going into summer. So this will be good if the 10 to 15 day was covered mostly in orange. Right now, the 10 to 15 day is not mostly covering yellow, orangey, which is the heat index. It's more kind of in the, I want to say, probably like 60% bullish, 40% bearish, because you got the cold weather coming in on the northeast of the United States going into summer. In my opinion, this is just my personal opinion, I don't think that's as bullish. Even though it is going to create some demand. You know, more than the other half of the United States, it's going to be warm. So unless the entire United States is warm, I wouldn't be very happy to see cooling day degrees accumulating. I mean, heating day degrees accumulating over the next 3 weeks. I want to see cooling day degrees. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see heating day degrees. I want to see cooling day degrees kind of helping push the prices of natural gas up. I don't want to see heating day degrees pushing the natural gas prices up. And we're going to have that transition into summer, which is going to be kind of in the, I call it the kind of fresh side. It's not cold, it's not hot, it's just that perfect spring temperature. And it's not going to cause any demand for heating. It's not going to cause any demand for cooling. So just keep that in mind. And if you like the website, make sure to go to the description. I have the link down below. It's only $150 for the entire year, not a month, the entire year. Now, for those who watched my previous videos, I did talk about Blackbox. It's another service that I use to kind of help me gauge what's the sentiment of the market on certain stocks or certain commodities. For example, today we did had an unusual call for contracts. We had a $78,000 contract which expires this week. You know, that's actually pretty bullish. And when they bought it when the price was $13.11 and the strike price was $12.5. At a $78,000 value, at least this year, even if it's a put or a call, I haven't seen this amount of contracts being traded on UNG at all whatsoever. I saw probably a 500,000, equity buy. I'm not saying $500,000. I'm saying the quantity. They bought 500,000 shares of UNG, which later on, it pumped another 16%, which is one of the dark pool trades that usually comes here. And I did spoke, and somebody said, "Oh, that's not unusual." I'm like, yes, it is. When you have a single trade of 500,000, that's pretty unusual. I mean, it's not unusual to have a 500,000, equity trade throughout the day by several buyers. But when you have just one single buy at one point for 500,000, I haven't seen that pretty much ever on UNG, which was kind of nice to know if I would have watched it. However, I wasn't watching it that time. This time I did watch that, and I saw that 13.11 spot price. That's why I held my position on UNG, even though it kind of dropped a little bit and it went all the way back up to 13.30. I did hold my position because I was able to sell my calls at a higher. But yes, it was kind of unusual, so that kind of gave me confidence to, that I knew I was in the right trade and that other traders were thinking the same as me. And I do have the link for Blackbox down in the description below. I'm not able to show this during trading hours, but I will show any recaps on anything that I trade. And of course, it has to be after closing bell because I do not want to get in trouble. That being said, guys, what's my overall take on natural gas? I think natural gas, I'm still bullish on the commodity. It's going to move up and down in waves. You just got to have your good entry prices and your good exit prices. So my strategy right now is kind of buy. If it goes back down to $20 for you guys, I will buy more. Definitely. I got to see what the price action is going to be tomorrow, what I think is going to happen. But overall, I am bullish. So if you bought today at $20, good job for you. Your risk is actually not as bad as people that bought probably around 28, 29, or 27. So I stuck to my plan because I knew that we were going to have some type of rally based on production cuts, a little bit more bullish weather coming in. We're going into injection season, which is the summer, also the winter. So I stuck to my plan. We rally. I closed my positions. I was in the green. Not going to complain. And I'm going to wait to see what tomorrow brings us. So hopefully you guys liked the video. And I will see you guys in the next video. See ya.